What's up guys, Jordan Needham, Jham Entertainment, and welcome to this episode of Shredheads. I know it's been a while, these videos are just harder to produce, so hey, can you fly your plane somewhere else? Jesus Christ, I live right by an airport, so there's nothing I can do. Today, we're going to be talking about album promotion and specifically how I think Brand of Sacrifice, ya boys, took it to the next level in the metal community. Also, we're going to dive into how the pop world already does album promotion so well and what metal bands could learn from them. Yeah, I know, I probably lost like half of all metalheads on this channel because I just talked about pop for a little bit and I didn't call it shit. I said they're doing something right, so I'm not sorry about that because they do things right. Like what? What do they do right? Well, let's get into this. How do pop artists advertise their albums? Well, for the most part, here's what pop artists do. Now, I'm not an expert, but it seems like these guys are always in the press cycle. So in other words, they dominate the press cycle, always in the news on purpose. If you're a fan of pop, you're always interested in what's coming next from this individual. Like, are they doing another merch drop? Are they making a deal with another company? Are they whatever the hell it is? Maybe they just bought ice cream and you want to see it on social media. I mean, it's less about just the music and more about that personality. They let their fans know about them to make them feel like they have a connection to who they are. It makes their fans kind of feel more connected to the music when it does come out. Also, because the fans are always hearing about these people, like every time an album or a song comes out, boom, they know right away because they've been teasing it forever. They've been talking about other things. They've always been checking in with this artist. Whereas on the flip side of things, we got metal bands, and some things have changed over the last few years. Bands have been putting out albums and singles more than ever. I do believe that the tides have kind of changed a little bit in that we don't always wait 2 years to put out a new record, but for the longest time that was about the cycle. Let's wait 2 years and then we're gonna put out a new record, which just honestly is too long. It takes at least 2 years to make a fucking masterpiece, bro, and pop artists just make radio pop bullshit. But aside from that, what are they doing to promote those albums? Well, usually what I've seen them do, they'll promote their album, okay, like 2 weeks before it comes out, and then they'll release it, and then they'll have all this stuff, merch drops, everything related to the album. They'll go on tour.
Haha, fuck COVID.
Promoting it, and that part's great, but then for about a year and a half they go dormant. Like, I mean, they're still there, but it's like people aren't really intrigued because nothing new is coming out. They're just like kind of beating their album to death and trying to get every last ounce of juice out of that album. Nobody's going to pick up your album on a news channel, a news article or anything if it's been out for a year and a half. And again, we have another fucking plane trying to ruin my recording. So I guess what I'm saying here is that by promoting just the music and nothing about their personalities and nothing about like getting to know the band, it restricts them to where when they're not putting out new music, it kind of feels like, is this band even around anymore? Like, did they break up? Because I've had that a few times where like some of these big bands haven't released something for a while and then I'm like, I don't even know if they're around anymore. Then you look into it and they are, but they're not really engaging with fans, I would say. And that's a key point, engaging with fans. In particular, how are pop artists engaging with their fans? Again, the personality that they bring out brings a deeper connection to their fan base. They feel like they know that artist, and that way everything the artist does, the fans want to get into that life. They kind of want to understand why this person is doing this. What is he doing next? What is she doing next? They want to know. And interacting with their fans by responding to comments, by DMing people, by, giveaways, all that kind of stuff, whatever it is, but actually engaging with their fans and not just having social media pages that are kind of lame and boring and dead. Lame and boring and dead. Lame and boring and dead. There's a lot of bands that have social media pages, but I feel like it's not personal at all. It's just about the band, like, hey, we're on tour again. Great. I mean, we know you're on tour because you're a band. Well, fuck COVID. So speaking of fan engagement, let's turn the page and talk about your boys' Brand of Sacrifice. That's right. These dudes led probably the sickest metal album promotion I have ever seen in my life. I get it, I'm only 18, almost 19, but this was sick. Like, let me tell you, okay? The fan engagement was through the roof, and you could tell for a fact that these guys sat down before they released their album and they said, we are gonna blow this through the fucking roof. We're gonna do everything we can to get people intrigued to listen to this sick ass deathcore hardcore album. We're gonna get everybody involved. And they realized that they could raise their bar by engaging with their fans. Now, what did they do? Well, here's an example of some of the things that Brand of Sacrifice did. For one, I'm just gonna start with something anecdotal, okay? So you guys, if you follow my channel, you would know that I've reacted to Brand of Sacrifice a couple of times now. Oh, the synth, woo! Originally, like a few months ago, I wasn't even sure who this band was. I wasn't gonna react to them. I think they released Demon King and Animal, I believe, and I didn't really look into these songs because I was like, it's probably just another random deathcore band. It's probably I don't know, generic and probably not that great. Well, a few weeks later, like, this band is just popping up, has been consistently popping up in my Instagram, on my socials, and I'm going, okay, I mean, this is generating some hype here. I'm getting comments, you know, check out Demon King, check out Animal, check out this, and I'm like, okay, I might give it a look. And so what I did is I actually almost didn't react to it, but I finally decided, like, you know what, I'm gonna react to Lifeblood by Brand of Sacrifice. And whew, what a banger, first of all, but I almost didn't post it, but I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna post it. Let's do this. So I post it. And then a few days later, I see that my YouTube is clipped out and featured in a clip of a bunch of other YouTubers that are reacting to this song. And it's all over social media. It's on Facebook, Instagram. I'm mentioned in their stories. They did the whole works, you know, they shouted us out. They made sure our titles were there, you know, our channel names and everything like that. So they made an effort. You could tell that they made an effort to make sure that we were recognized as people that, I mean, in a way, we really are helping them, because in the metal world, you know, anything you can get helps. We don't have the same following as pop artists. So then after that, it was impossible for me to ignore Brand of Sacrifice, because, like, hey, these guys shouted me out, and they're responding to my Instagram DMs and everything, and they still do to this day. They always shout people out on their stories. It feels very personal, to the point where you're like, okay, these guys care.
By that point, after I knew that these guys, like, really wanted to succeed, but not just succeed, they wanted the fans to see.
Sometimes I just go off on rants that don't make any sense. And now why I share this story with you is because I think I was one of hundreds, if not thousands, of people that were kind of in the same wheelhouse, where we didn't necessarily know who Brand of Sacrifice was. We started hearing a little bit about them, but we kind of didn't look into it just because it's another band. But they dominated the press cycle so hard. I mean, they were in all these different metal news outlets and article after article, and they're huge on promoting themselves with that too. Every time an article shouts them out, they go and they blow that up on their socials. They make sure people know. They made it feel like this is a movement you don't want to miss, and that's very important. They made it feel like this is something you can't miss. If you miss this, you are in the old days. Like, you're just not even paying attention to metal, are you? And so my point is that they made it so hard to ignore that you just had to go check it out. And then once you did check it out, it's that quality music with those banger breakdowns, and you're sold. Do you want to fucking stop? Dude! Oh, wait. I am fucking waiting. Just pass, dude. Is that one? Is it one or is it two? So on top of this, Brand of Sacrifice did a few other things that I thought were very cool in terms of fan engagement, and I want to just quickly go over these things. I mean, they got really creative in their fan engagement, which is what I really appreciated. So one of them was a live stream during their album drop. So they were live streaming that whole thing right before the album released. I didn't watch the whole thing, but I did tune in to see a little bit of it, and they were showing things like the guy designing their cover art. I mean, you were in the whole mix. Like, how did they design the cover art? Well, here you go. Here's the artist himself explaining how he did it, screen recordings and everything. They also did a VR thing. I'm not sure how this worked. I didn't experience it, but I saw something on their YouTube about doing a VR experience where you click this link with your VR, and then you go in and you get to see like what songs or what the track titles are to this album. I had no idea what actually happened. If you experienced that, please let me know in the comments below. Let me know how that went. Was it cool? I'm just interested because I want to know. Like, I mean, that seems very modern and creative. So I know a lot of you were asking me to review the Brand of Sacrifice album, and personally, I don't really like doing full-on reviews just because how long can you go on talking about something like that where it's not just fluff? I want to keep it meaty. So that was gross. So what I'm saying is, don't expect a lot of reviews on this channel. I know I do reactions, but those are just more fun. The reviews, they get like almost too philosophical for me, where it's like, I think you're just overanalyzing. So overall, what I think this comes down to is really creating an exciting experience for your fans on social media, which is exactly what Brand of Sacrifice did by making these creative marketing and promotion techniques that I haven't ever seen from any other bands. They didn't just make it some normal run-of-the-mill sort of album promotion that we've all seen 100,000 times before. They made it personalized, unique. It made you want to get involved with that band, and not just a scene, but that band in particular. You couldn't ignore it. So what did you think about my thoughts on this topic? Please let me know in the comments down below. If you disagreed or agreed, I still want to hear it. Open forum discussion is encouraged in my comments. And as always, you can follow me on social media. I'm on all these different platforms. Instagram is my go-to, so if you want to get in contact with me, just DM me on there. Links are in the description too. Also, if you like this video, please hit that subscribe button, the like button, and that notification bell so you never miss another one of these Shredheads videos. I know, I'm used to saying reactions, but these are probably... Dude, we're getting new species of planes. What the fuck? We had fighter jets, we had commercial airlines, and now we got fucking crop dusters. Why? Huh? As always, I'm your boy, Jordan Needham, and I will catch you on the next episode of Shredheads on Jham Entertainment. Peace.